Darwin Núñez hit the post 4 times. That is a Premier League record. Look at that, 28 shots, 13 on target compared to Chelsea's 4. What does that mean? Well, take a look at the Premier League table. Of course, Arsenal won yesterday, didn't they, at Forest. Meanwhile, Manchester City, with that victory against Burley today, they are still 5 points adrift of Liverpool at the top of the table. City, though, do have a game in hand. We're just changing some things around in the studio. It's magic chairs going on. If you can hear the squeaking, that's very subtle. Here we go. That's done. Perfect.
That's Craig's back. That's Craig's back squeaking you were here now.
Yeah, exactly. Why did you have to swap chairs?
No, what it was, somebody was bringing me my notes.
Really? Wow. Frank Leboeuf joins us.
I saw this written down here. It said, please change chairs before the live show.
Right, shut up. Right, let's get on with this.
Or worse to that.
Liverpool then with a 4-1 victory. Liverpool are so good at the moment, Craig.
Yeah, and Chelsea are so bad.
Yeah.
This nonsense about Chelsea are on they're on a reasonable run. They're on a winning streak. Yeah, they played nobody. Literally played no top teams. Beat Newcastle in the cup, but that was penalties and the gift from Kieran Trippier. I suppose we'll get to Chelsea in a bit. But yeah, Liverpool. You know, Szoboszlai back, Jota's form. Núñez he hit the post 4 times.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
I was switching chairs at the time. But there was a squeak in my ear. I never heard it. Hit the post 4 times. Should have been on the score sheet. Created for others as he does. And then you got the young boy Conor Bradley, who, look, he was just excellent going down that side. But Ben Chilwell on the left-hand side, giving the ball away for the first. And then his position for the Conor Bradley goal. From a throw-in, he stood next to Badiashile, having a wrestling match with Diego Jota, leaving an acre of space. He has no need to be tucked in so far. So, from all that, it played into Liverpool's hands. And, yeah, they're playing great. They're scoring goals. They're coping with Mo Salah being away.
Yep.
The youngsters are coming in and doing well. The experienced players are coming back. Andrew Robertson came on as well, and Trent Alexander-Arnold came on. It's the effect of Jurgen Klopp, as I thought at this moment in time, leaving has gone the positive way, not the negative.
Yeah, very much so. And then we'll talk about Chelsea in a moment, Frank. But if you're a Liverpool fan at the moment, you are loving everything you're seeing from your side.
Definitely, because they have some injuries. They have big injuries. Some players came back, like Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold in the second half. But the players they were in their position were absolutely fantastic. I mean, I discovered Conor Bradley. The guy had 2 assists, if we can consider that the first pass for Jota is an assist, and a wonderful goal. Even if he slips, he can carries on and he can carry on and score that goal. He was absolutely fantastic. Defensively, did the job, and he was working hard up front. Jota is on fire. We have to say the truth. The guy is really on fire right now. So it's like we don't feel that Salah is not here. It's like we don't feel that Robertson just came back and Trent Alexander-Arnold too. In the middle of the park, they do the job. McAllister is there. Van Dijk and Konate are absolutely fantastic, tremendous. I feel that there is a real cohesion between the players, and it's like what Jurgen Klopp just said like a week ago made them even better. They want to fight for him. There is a unity that I can feel there, that they are quite invincible, especially when they play against a team like Chelsea right now, which is very, very poor.
They got this swagger, they got this belief, and the great thing is when you've got someone like Conor Bradley coming in, Shaka, who puts in that sort of performance. I know you're waxing lyrical about his finish.
It really was. I mean, the finish for his goal, I thought really was special. The way he hit it, how crisply he hit it, kept it very low. No goalkeeper wants to deal with that. His all-round play, I thought, was just simply outstanding. You have to love everything you're seeing about Liverpool right now. And while, yes, Chelsea didn't do any favours in terms of making it difficult for Liverpool, to the point where, and Craig certainly commented on this at the time, Jurgen Klopp is making changes with 20-25 minutes ago. The game's won. That's how comfortable it felt. And now, while you could hear Chelsea fans, well, those who want to be optimistic for whatever reason, saying, well, had that penalty been given on Nkunku, that makes it 3-2, and maybe things change. But Jurgen Klopp is sitting so comfortably on that sideline, given everything that he's seeing, that he's giving players a rest. 20 minutes ago, what does that say? When we're talking about a team like Chelsea, one of the usual suspects in terms of who finishes at the very least top four. But for Liverpool, I'm going to join Craig in saying that everything you've seen. 2 weeks ago, it was how will they cope without Mo Salah? A week ago, it was, well, Jurgen Klopp is leaving. How are they going to react? And now, if this is anything to go by, and again, opponent apart, you have to love the response of everybody.
So that was the positive?
Well,
Should we talk about the negative?
I tell you what, it doesn't bode well for the Carabao Cup final.
Well, of course, yeah.
Which we have, which is Chelsea-Liverpool, which means he's got a lot of thinking to do, not just for this cup final, but between now and then. I mean, he took Conor Gallagher off, and then he took Caicedo off. He could have done it in any way he wanted. I mean, he could have taken any of the midfield off, right? He takes Madueke off. I mean, let's go through what he had to do here. He took Madueke off. He put Sterling on the right. He then brought Mudryk on the left. He shifted Cole Palmer back in for Conor Gallagher. He put Disasi, the right back to centre back. He put a centre back at left back. He took Chilwell off, and he brought Malo Gusto on. I mean, that's. I mean,
you did well there. I was really hoping for you to fall at some point.
I know you were. And my brain was going there, racking my brain. And that's what he did.
That was a squeaking noise.
That was like rolling. That's how bad it was. He was like rolling everything. It was like a wheel, right? You go there and you go. I mean, honestly, and Badiashile, who's not a left back, and Caldwell's been playing there, he's not a left back. And Chilwell played there as a left back and was terrible. But they're getting caught down in those areas. They're getting caught. And how you can let Diego Jota get through that gap between Silva and Badiashile, I don't know. Shaq?
I can't explain anything about Chelsea. I'll be honest with you. At this point, nothing. I want to say surprised, but nothing disappoints me with Chelsea anymore.
Because your expectations are so low.
Are so low, and it feels as though we just kind of sit here and have the same criticism for players who cost a lot to turn in any kind of a performance, and from a manager who's very experienced to try and find some kind of solution to what was going on at Chelsea. And we are all seemingly as bemused as Pochettino. Nobody has any answers, and Chelsea just keep churning out these awful performances. Thanks to the schedule they had, all of a sudden they put some results together, and maybe some people thought different, but nothing about the performances suggests that anything is going to get any better. And that's a concern. Where does this turn around for Chelsea?
Yeah.
Or more to the point, how? Given the money they've spent, what can Chelsea do, or how much do they need to spend this summer to have them competing again? Because what we saw there is not an easy fix. It's not a one or two player fix. We are talking into 5, 6, maybe even 7 players before Chelsea look anything like a decent.
Well, they got Thiago Silva at the back, who he's not going to be there long, and he's still one of the stalwarts.
Was the first on the team sheet?
39. What are they going to do? They're going to put, Caldwell might go in there, Badiashile and Disasi. What, Fofana maybe to come back. Is that filling anybody full of confidence? I mean, he was pretty honest, Pochettino, at the end in one of his interviews about the performance, and that's fair enough. But questions are now going to have to be asked about him. I mean, we're talking about Ten Hag, who he's a place above Pochettino, and I know he's been there longer, but at the end of the day, I go back to it, but it's true. If this was Potter in charge, without the resume, without the fact that he's a foreign manager who's managed across a couple of countries and he's got more experience, he would be getting dragged through the coals at the moment. And I think this is going to be a problem for Pochettino, that they're almost in the bottom half of the Premier League with the money that they've spent, with players that we can argue about who's good enough and who's not. They're still better than where they are at this moment in time. And that performance again, 28 shots allowed by Liverpool, Man United away, who are not a good side, 28 shots they allowed in that game. They are wide open against the better teams. And this midfield, it's over a couple of $100 million, and I know they've got Lavia had to come back. He hasn't really played any games, and maybe Liverpool are looking, we dodged a bullet here. Maybe Arsenal are looking, going, Mudryk, we dodged a bullet. Or maybe they're thinking, these teams, we could have utilised those players better. Which one is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, because none of them...
I think it's the former at the moment.
None of them, Dan, are performing, particularly Caicedo, like he was at Brighton, where he was fantastic.
Frank, what disappointed you the most from Chelsea today?
Almost everything. Well, defensively, it's the first time I can say that the four at the back, they were nowhere near it. And even if Thiago Silva is better than the others, I found that in the first goal and the last one, he should have done better. Can you imagine that Petrovic had a good game? It could have been worth. I mean, I lost 5-1 at Anfield. It happened the first year with Mr. Burley. Zola wasn't there. But, the record signing was Frank Leboeuf with 2.5 million. It wasn't 100 million. It was 2.5 million. So maybe we weren't that good, but at least it was what it was. It wasn't like expected. What we see right now is the team who doesn't know how to play together. When Nkunku came on, I saw a different player. I saw somebody who knows to play internationally. The other, they don't know. The other are mid-table players. I was insulted by a lady, if we can call that person a lady, on the social network last week because I was harsh on Chelsea. How do you want to be nice on Chelsea right now? What can you find about my former club to say, yes, we can believe, we can do something good? It's awful. It's appalling. It's everything wrong. Nothing's good. I don't know how they can cope in the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, maybe within a month, something's going to go better. We've been waiting for a year and a half to get better. Everything is working in a wrong way. So, yeah, I'm expecting something better. But when you start from so low, yeah, of course it's going to get better.
How did you turn that into a humble brag about you being the biggest transfer in that Chelsea squad, Frank? That's quite impressive. I suppose if you're a Chelsea fan, as Craig mentioned, you could point to those penalty shouts. What did you think? Let's start off with the Gallagher one really early on, Frank. Did you think this was a penalty?
Yeah, it's a penalty. It's light, but it is what it is right now. And really, I was really stunned that Mr. Cheney didn't go to check the VAR. I wouldn't say that would have changed the game. I mean, it would have been maybe a little bit more difficult for Liverpool. But it's only for me fair that there was a penalty for me.